Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful Monday morning here in Hartford, Connecticut. This is day 302 of the 3 Plus Minutes of Planks Challenge. And as always, I am filled with gratitude. Um, it's a beautiful morning. Uh, but though it's a beautiful morning, I don't know if I want to be up right now. I'd rather be asleep. But I am. I'm here right now. And I'm blessed to be here at the moment and thankful. I had a conversation last night with a good friend that I've known for quite some time. Um, and I hadn't talked to her a while, but just talked to her um, last night. And she said something to me that kind of made me laugh. She said, "Are you becoming the Pope or something?" It was a joke, but it really made me laugh. But it also made me think. Um, Last couple of weeks, I have been going through some new thought processes. Um, I had a conversation with my therapist about it and a couple of friends dealing with faith. Um, at some point, I started to realize that I have this amazing faith in God, um, something that I probably would have assumed I could never have. I wouldn't tell you that I was a pessimist, but what I would tell you is I didn't know, like I grew up in a church fearing family. My mom is an amazing servant of Christ, but I didn't always understand where her faith came from. You know, um, we went to church, grew in church. I believed in God, but I just didn't understand how she could have the faith that she had. Um, these last couple of years have been really interesting. And I think once I came to a point where I felt I was at the lowest point in my life, there was no other way to go for me. So I surrendered to God. That was just what I went through. And as I did that, my life changed. Just a lot of things going on, a lot of situations around me, having these synchronous moments, having these things that I call God winks. You know, Last night I got to my hotel in Hartford, Connecticut, and my room number was 326. 326, March 26th, the day that my dad passed. And so I'm a numbers guy. And so when that happened yesterday, I was like, wow, that's interesting. God, I wonder what you have for me today. Well, he showed up and showed out. Um, I've been listening to the last couple of weeks of sermons by John Burke at my church, Gateway, about faith, specifically on Hebrew 11, and talking about the gift of spiritual faith. The last couple sermons have really been speaking to my heart. And I had a friend of mine, Evan, reach out to me yesterday to just checking in on me and ask me if I'd heard the sermon today or yesterday. And I told him I had, and we got into some conversation. Um, he talked about some things that was going on in his life. Um, he talked about the tough times he was going through. And for me, God told me to tell him, man, keep the faith, keep the faith. It may look hard right now, but it'll get better. I spoke to him about the book I read, The Purpose Driven Life. He talked about his mom passing and how she had wanted him to read that book. So we got into this in-depth conversation on faith, our lost parents. See, we both have gotten gifts, these amazing gifts. And more, I'm more solid in understanding who my God is and the faith that I have in him. And sometimes it feels weird talking about it because I wasn't always this person. And I still feel weird about it. And I still have moments. But I'm going to scream his name. I'm going to scream his name till I meet him in heaven. And even when I'm not always my greatest, because there's some things that I always get ashamed of and I have been ashamed of, I know he's got my back and he gives me grace. And for that, I am forever grateful. Anyway, just got the 6 minutes. Be blessed today, every day. Go out and have a great week. We out of here.